Hey guys, welcome back to another Morphogen product breakdown. And today we're going to talk about a new product called MorphoDONIS. So if you guys haven't been keeping up, there are quite a few new product drops. I wanted to talk about this product specifically because it's a cool add-on, especially for the guys. If this is a men's health formula, I'll be talking about the women's health formula too. But it's a cool add-on to other health supplements. So good addition to MorphoPrime, good addition to like MorphoMega. So this is a great addition to them, or even used as a standalone product. So what is the product? Well, it's a total men's health formula, and that's exactly what it is. So the product may assist with libido and sexual health, performance and vitality, energy production, blood flow and circulation, overall lipid profile, metabolic syndrome, and cardiovascular disease risk, prostate health, and hormone regulation. So as you can see, it's hitting most of the main bases, and that's why it also stacks and complements your other health formulas really well, aka MorphoPrime, MorphoMega, especially those two. So let's talk about the ingredients. All right, don't mind my cat there. Let's talk about the ingredients and go over the breakdown. Okay, so most of the ingredients in here are trademarked ingredients. So if you hear me say something, it's probably a trademarked ingredient. I'll kind of tell you what it is and what the actual ingredient is, what the trademark name is, so on and so forth. First one is Lipidamax, which this is a maca root extract. In the product, we're looking at 2,100 milligrams. So this specifically will help with increased performance in the gym because it can help decrease lactate levels, helps with cognition, helps with libido, helps with overall memory as well. Okay. And honestly, the reason that I like maca, and maca extract's kind of underrated, but the problem is it takes quite a bit if you're going to use it solo, unless you get a really good extract, which this is. It actually helps with mitochondrial function too, so it goes really well with things like your ubiquinol, so CoQ10, also PQQ as well. So this will complement that very well, and this product in general does. Okay. Cardio Aid, which this is a plant sterol, trademarked plant sterol blend, is exactly what this is. This is going to help with overall cardiovascular risk, mainly lipid profile. Okay, so in the product we have 800 milligrams, which is a 95% beta cysterol. Okay, now along with like your other general cardiovascular interventions, so good fats in the diet, not using highly oxidized fats, using your omega-3s, anything else that you would potentially do for cardiovascular health, this will also complement that and complement your lipid profile regimen. Okay. Bear with me on this next one. Damiana, say the extract. Like I said, everything in here are mostly trademark ingredients, but this ingredient specifically is more of an aphrodisiac ingredient. It does increase nitric oxide. So again, there's where your blood flow is going, right? It's also an antioxidant, and it crosses the blood-brain barrier, which is pretty cool. So if you know anything about ingredients that have any type of like cognitive effect, in order for them to work really well or work fully, a lot of them need to cross the blood-brain barrier to have their effect. An example would be like L-theanine. L-theanine crosses the blood-brain barrier well. That's why it can help raise GABA levels pretty readily. Okay, some ingredients that look good on paper don't necessarily translate over because they don't cross the blood-brain barrier very well. So there's 800 milligrams here as well. Okay. Red yeast rice is the next Next ingredient in the product, 600 milligrams here. And this is not a new ingredient. This is going to help decrease cholesterol levels. And this is pretty old ingredient. It's been around for a long time. You want to make sure you get a proper dose and the proper extract. But this can help reduce circulating cholesterol levels. Okay, hawthorn berry. This is generally used as more of a cardiovascular ingredient, though it is an antioxidant, it is an anti-inflammatory, so it's going to help with just overall systemic inflammation, anything related to oxidative stress, right? And it may improve your lipid profile as well. So 550 milligrams of the extract, and in here we have a 2% extract, which is pretty standard in terms of potency. Saw palmetto is the next ingredient. So saw palmetto this is one that's generally linked to prostate health, but there's some other things that it could help with. So essentially in the body, when we're looking at androgens, we have something called 5-alpha reductase or 5A pathway. This determines how the body converts into different androgens. Some are more potent than others. Some are a little harder on the body than others. This 5A pathway, specifically like abundance of DHT, that's where some of the side effects can come from. Hair loss, prostate, so on and so forth. And those aren't the only things that cause hair loss. There's more to that hair loss model, if you will. But that's one thing that may potentially contribute. And we don't want to block that pathway entirely. This more so helps with like a good balance of that 5A pathway. Next one, pygium. Probably saying that wrong. I don't know. Okay. This is also going to help with prostate hyperplasia. So essentially making sure the cells don't split, making sure cells don't grow. Also, in clinical trials or in clinical studies, this has been shown to decrease urination, decrease like urgency, feeling like you need to go type of thing, which is really common to people with prostate issues. It also may inhibit the growth of prostate cancer cells, which is pretty cool. All right, so there is 200 milligrams, and this is a 13% extract in the product specifically. All right, we have a couple more. HMR lignin. And as you may have guessed, this is a source of lignans. Lignans are powerful compounds with strong antioxidant, anti-degenerative properties. In here we have 30 milligrams. Now this is a 90% extract of this specific variant. This will also help lower the risk of metabolic syndrome. So if you're not familiar with what metabolic syndrome is, this is essentially a grouping of disorders and diseases. Usually comes with things like high blood pressure and insulin resistance and skewed hormones and poor lipid profile. And they all compound together to make this metabolic syndrome, which is a very leading cause of a disease, really. That's what most of the people with diabetes end up with, heart disease. They have this metabolic syndrome like cascade of diseases. So this is a pretty cool ingredient to help stave that off. Last one is pregnenolone. And pregnenolone is an adrenal hormone. It's a precursor to DHEA, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. And the adrenal hormones, this adrenal gland, this is like the mother hormone. It will convert into progesterone on one end, converts to DHEA, which converts to testosterone and estrogen on the other end. So this is adrenal hormone support, helps with the overall hormone balance. It's good for people that are more stressed out, have a busy lifestyle, and that kind of like tax their adrenals too much, right? Which is most people. Okay, so it complements the product. It's not a very high dose. This is 10 milligrams, so it's not a dose that's going to like throw off your hormone profile or anything, but it does add to the formula well. Okay, so that's the product, guys. I think like I said, I think it's a really awesome add-on product. Or even a standalone product if you want to address these issues specifically. But personally, I would use it with MorphoPrime, MorphoMega, so on and so forth, and stack it in there for a very complete protocol. So pretty cool product. Check it out on the website, and I'll talk to you guys next time.